Have you ever wondered if the game is rigged? The stories of overnight millionaires and 100x gains are just fairy tales for the masses, while the real players operate in a world you can't even see. I've been in the financial markets for over a decade, and there's one thing I've learned: money has a smell. You can't see it, but once you've been wrecked, liquidated, and manipulated, you learn to smell where it's moving next. It's a scent that clings to the digital air, a faint trace of ozone before the lightning strike. Most people are too busy chasing the thunder to ever notice it. One night, while tracking an on-chain wallet from a European investment fund, the same one that caught a 600% runner last year, I noticed something strange. Their usual pattern of rotating capital through blue-chip DeFi protocols had stopped. Instead, they were quietly buying an unknown AI token. It was almost invisible, a ghost on the blockchain. There was no website to speak of, no white paper laying out a grand vision, and absolutely no hype. Just movement, silent, deliberate, and utterly out of place. Each buy order was perfectly timed, small, precise, and spread across multiple wallets, like a mafia laundering operation designed to fly under the radar. It was a digital ballet of misdirection. If you didn't know what to look for, you'd miss it completely, dismissing it as random noise in the endless stream of transactions. But I knew smart money never walks through the front door. They slip in through the service entrance long before the party starts, while everyone else is still waiting for an invitation. So I mapped the money flow. I didn't care what the token was, what problem it solved, or who the founders were. I only cared about one thing: who was buying. For 3 nights, I tracked every single transaction, becoming a digital shadow. An $8,000 buy here, a $12,000 buy there, always after midnight in Europe, when the markets are thinnest and the world is asleep. That's not the frantic clicking of FOMO. That's the cold, calculated execution of a plan. It's surgical precision. So at 3 a.m., with the city quiet around me, I made my move. 6 hours later, the volume exploded, shooting up 5x, but there was no retail activity, no sudden influx of small-time buyers. No influencers were shilling it on YouTube. It was just the same wallets, moving with the same cold rhythm, increasing their positions methodically. So when I knew something big was brewing. This wasn't a pump and dump. It was a coordinated accumulation by players who saw something the rest of the world had yet to even imagine. I added more, bringing my total position to $10,000, but I split it into 7 separate buys over the next 24 hours. No one noticed. I didn't chase the green candle, hunted the silence in between. I became part of the quiet hum, another anonymous wallet in the symphony of accumulation. 6 days later, the price ticked up 3%, then 5%, before going flat again. This is how it always begins, okay? It's a gentle tide, not a tsunami. It's designed to go unnoticed, to shake out the impatient and bore the thrill seekers. By the time you see the massive green candle on the chart, the smart money is already in, feet up, waiting for the show to start. On day 8, the whispers began. A few anonymous accounts in a niche Telegram group started talking. Then a few carefully worded Twitter threads appeared, filled with technical jargon and vague promises. YouTubers, sniffing out the rising volume, started calling it the next AI gem. That's the sound of the dinner bell ringing for the public hand. I was already eating dessert. The trap was set, and the bait was being laid out for the hungry masses. At plus 120%, my friends started texting, "Yo, have you seen this coin? Should I buy?" That's the signal. That's the moment you know it's time to go. Because when everyone you know starts talking about an investment, the party is almost over. The latecomers are arriving, just as the insiders are quietly slipping out the back. I began selling quietly, 5% at a time, during moments of peak volume when liquidity was highest. I used multiple wallets to avoid creating a single large sell order that could trigger panic. No traces, no alerts, okay? By day 13, The token peaked at an astonishing plus 320%. I was completely out before the crowd even realized the music had stopped. A week later, it crashed 30% in a single day. People on social media called it a whale dump, blaming a single malicious entity. But I wasn't a whale. I was just a ghost who smelled blood in the water before everyone else even knew they were swimming with sharks. Here, as the truth, I didn't make 300% because I am a genius or have some secret algorithm. I made it because I learned to listen to the silence. I followed the quiet, deliberate rhythm of smart money moving in the shadows, long before the noise of the crowd begins. These are my rules of silent speculation. First, I only look at projects with a market cap under $20 million. They're small enough to be moved by focused capital, making a triple-digit gain a real possibility, not a fantasy. Second, I hunt for low early volume that is rising steadily. This is the signature of methodical accumulation, not the chaotic, vertical spike of retail hype. Third, I look for ugly tokenomics, but a clean, smart contract. Real professionals love assets that look unloved or flawed on the surface because it keeps the amateurs away. They care about the engine, not the paint job. Fourth, I check who the founders follow. In this space, connections matter more than white papers. Who they're connected to tells you more about their potential than any roadmap. And finally, the most important rule: silence. No community, no marketing, no hype. That's where the elite play. They operate in the void, where there is no noise to distract them and no audience to alert. You don't need to win every trade. You don't need to be right all the time. You just need one perfect strike, the one where you were early, quiet, and precise. Because in this game, the market doesn't reward raw intelligence or frantic activity. It rewards patience and the courage to act before the crowd wakes up. Financial freedom isn't about showing off your profits on social media. It's about control over your emotions, your timing, and your silence. When you can win quietly, sell quietly, and disappear before the applause even begins, that's when you've truly mastered the game.